Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. A hamster. Yay! But of course, I have to cough immediately after the webcam turns off. This is little Gojira. She was running around in some, well, not running around at the time I picked her up, but she was awake, had been running around, and had just settled into her nest. And so I made noise so she could see me coming and grabbed her so that everyone could see her. And she is an absolute sweetie, absolute little wonderful little hamster person, and it's a good thing because she is a sweetheart. So I'm going to put her back into her cage so she can get back at rest, her home. Here we go, little one. Thank you so much. Now, hopefully she won't be too irate at being picked up and then just transfer her nest to another corner. She's usually pretty good about that. If I bother her, she can usually just settles right back in. The others will... Big Danny had always been heavy, even as a child. He exercised when he could, but it didn't help. He still tipped the scale at just under 400 pounds. But in these last few years, his thoughts had been disturbed, and he started eating even more. He was dreaming of something when he slept, something big, deep underground. Gigantic and slow, eating, always eating as it moved. A sudden piercing scream brought his eyes open again, and Big Danny looked at the woman tied up on his table, eyes wide, mouth gaping. Big Danny didn't want to hurt anyone, but he had to do this. He was just so hungry. Get up and stomp around and just act all irate for a time, chew on stuff, and then they'll go back to bed. And sometimes they'll move their nest, sometimes they'll just settle right back in. Usually Gojira, oh yeah, she's just settled right back into where she was, and that's a good thing. Yay! The other night, I was, of course, picking up and maintaining contact with all my hamsters. Little Dr. Snurf. Good Lord. Little Dr. Snurf over in the corner, he's doing very well. I just reach in and pick him right up, and he is very well behaved. And little Saber, she doesn't wander around too much while I'm up and about, but occasionally I can reach in and I pick her up and she wanders around. And little Dust Mop, he's a sweetheart. I was just picking up and playing with him this morning. Little Figmo, he's active, but he's so nervous I try not to bother him too much. But I pick him up about once a day and then just let him run around, and then I put him back down into his cage so he can do things, into his home. Definitely a thumbs up on that. He is a good little guy. They all are. And last night, I decided to go for a full 7-mile walkies because I hadn't gone the night before. And while I've just been doing the 6-mile round trip walkies to Walmart and back, I went, of course, from my home up to the top of Olympic Highway North. It's not really the top. I mean, the top extends further, but it's the crossroads of a couple, what's the word? They're not major roads, but for a small town, they're the major roads. It's a crossroad of two major roads, and I consider that the top. And so it's not literally the top, but rather than go past it into, not quite as populated stuff, I just start there. Because from my home to there, and then from there to downtown, and then downtown to Walmart, back to downtown, and then to my home, that's 7 miles. So thumbs up for that. I amazed myself. I got back, and my upper back, usually this part of me is just killing me because of my scoliosis. Everything's pushed forward, nothing sits right, and I usually have just knots in my back by the time I get back, and it hurts like the devil. Instead, it was my legs were the ones that were not doing so well, and even that, not too bad. So it was definitely a thumbs up. Took forever and a day. It was before 8 o'clock when I got back. Now, when I left, it was like 7:45, something like that. And then it was 10:30 by the time I got back, so I thought I was chugging, so either I misread the time entirely when I left, because it could have been 8:45, I imagine. But it seemed like over 2 hours. Life is life. I thought I was chugging, but there you go. Maybe I was. Like I said, could have misread the time entirely. It does happen. And of course, I have therapy today, which, it's not even 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time when I'm recording this now. I had to start at the latest at 7 because I need to record at 7 so I can edit by 7:30, so I can render by 8, so I can upload by 8:30, so I can have therapy at 9. So, always in a rush on days like today. Thumbs up for that. It happens. It's a good thing. Therapy is good, and I didn't have it last week because of Christmas, so hey, what do you say? And that's a good thing. And then, of course, I've got the little things written down here on the side, just so I don't forget them. I wanted to talk about this one because it seems so counterintuitive. It's like with the plastic straws thing. We go like, oh, we got to get rid of plastic straws because plastic straws are bad. The problem is, of course, if you're a disabled person that needs straws, paper straws will dissolve. And metal and glass straws conduct heat or break. What's the best straw for someone who is disabled that needs a straw? A plastic straw. It's like that thing with right now we've got millions and millions upon billions of those thin plastic bags being used. And you think, gosh, maybe I need to just use a reusable bag instead of these small plastic bags. The way we've got our tech set up and the way we've got everything so simple to do, you have to use your one reusable bag your entire life. In fact, you'll have to hand it on to your children to use. And they will have to use it most of their life to have a smaller carbon impact than just using some of those thin plastic bags to put your groceries in. So it's not as easy as, oh, stop using the plastic bag, save the planet. No, it actually uses more carbon and you have to use it longer for the reusable bags. Now try to remember what I was talking about. Yes. Good thing I wrote this down. So there's all this counterintuitive stuff that really, when you're going save the environment, it's more you're actually hurting disabled people who need help to drink. So that's special. And I had wondered about this myself until I read about it in comments, and I still see pics on things like I watch MK, where Damien does readings of Reddit stuff. And they show pictures like individual plastic boxes filled with like a peeled orange. And it's like, what a waste of plastic, because there'll be like a plastic container with a banana in it. And it's like, why would they use so much plastic? It seems so wasteful. And yet, for someone who is disabled and needs the thing, it is so much easier to just pop the plastic top and then you can eat an orange. Because otherwise you've got an orange that you can't peel and eat. So it seems wasteful. But for the people that need it, it's a lifesaver. It gives them food. It gives them food that's enjoyable and that other people just eat without even thinking about it. So it seems wasteful, and yet it's such a wonderful, beneficial thing. One-time use plastics are the bane of our existence. But we have so many things and many people that need those little boosts, and we don't have any other way to just make it easier. Because the problem with living, of course, in a capitalistic society worldwide with human beings is if it costs money to do stuff and we can't make enough money to cover it, we just stop doing it. And the bad part about that is I was watching another video talking about carbon, and again, of course, all in the world. One of the big carbon releasers is the use of concrete. I don't know the science behind why, but concrete is a huge carbon problem. Problem is, concrete is cheap and easy to use. And so in countries where there's not much money, they can build. And it's easy for them to build. And they can make buildings where they can put power generation in. And it's easy. And it's releasing all this carbon because it's easy. Not because it's easy, but it is easy and it releases carbon, so there's a lot of it. There are non-carbon releasing variants. They cost more. So if you tell people you can't use regular concrete anymore, you can only use this stuff, people aren't just going to grudgingly start using that. Some will, of course, and they'll charge exorbitant prices because most of the building industry will just vanish. Nobody's going to go out and build concrete buildings for their health, well, non-concrete, the more expensive stuff for their health, if they can't make money, and if you have to charge more so that you can afford it, but the people here, the end user, can't afford it, then building in all of these countries that don't have much money stops, except for impermanent things like wood, untreated woods largely. So there's a huge issue with just not using concrete. I wish there were easy answers for all of this. Wouldn't that be nice? It's not all just as simple as greenhouse gases. I mean, it is, but because we're taking the carbon that used to be in the atmosphere and was brought out of the atmosphere and put into the ground and into plants and all this, and we've just been taking it all and releasing it back into the atmosphere again. Because unfortunately, we burn stuff primarily for energy. And it took millions of years to take all that carbon out of the atmosphere and turn it into trees, huge, gigantic trees that we've been tearing down and burning. Yay! But life is life on that. I just wanted to talk a bit about why that plastic packaging that seems so wasteful, in a way it is, of course, because it's further plasticization of our world. But also, it's not as simple as just get rid of it and you save stuff, because what do you do now for everybody that can't peel fruit on their own, or can't eat this stuff on their own, or need this help, but now no longer have it? You can't just do things that takes people out of public life without ramifications. Yay! And of course, I was just thinking about various story things. And of course, while walking, I was thinking about all of this various, I can't even remember the story thing I got hooked onto, but I remembered something that I had just been talking about. Oh my gosh, I was so fixated on it, just like my cosmic horror stuff right now, and I was rambling on about it, and then I never did anything with it because I just went on to the next subject after chewing on it and getting all the flavor out of it, and then went on to the next thing to start chewing on to get the flavor out of that. Yeah, I need to write these things because I took most of the walk just reminding myself and running over that stuff that I had been so fixated on. I wish I could remember what it was. I can barely remember what I was thinking about on my walk. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fix it in my head, but life is life. Well, this is going to be kind of a short one because therapy, and I don't really have anything else to say. Thumbs up for that. So I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through it. Thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. It is arranged because even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, I forget stuff so easily. Oy vey. I'm a lot better than I used to be, getting better all the time, but I've got a functional limit, and it's everyone else is here, and I don't think I'm ever going to get much further than right here. It happens. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Thank you for having taken the time, expended the calories, left a comment. Greatly appreciated. Call up my Chrome. We have... looks like katakana or kanji nullacy. Thank you very, very much. And Nutjob Lewis, greatly appreciated. Gaming.inc, haha, I did in fact respond to your comment. DB, thumbs up and thank you. Liliana Mondragon, greatly appreciated. And Bailey Snyder, always good to see you in the comments, and thank you very, very much. The Orc Lord, good to have you on board, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have WXSE, don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much. Pure, and then there's a little face, Murda, M-U-R-D-A, not quite sure what that is, thank you very much. Then we have Alien Boy, thumbs up and thank you. Geronimo Sanchez, greatly appreciated. Upfront Gamer, thumbs up and thank you. We have Richard Piazza, thank you very, very much. And 6 Booty Bandit 9, aka Young Homicide, thank you very, very much. And Tom Bomb, thank you. I imagine, thank you very much. Enrique Lib 727W Ortiz, thumbs up and thank you very much. Blaze Lee, a whole bunch of Y's at the end, thank you very, very much. And X66, greatly appreciated. Colin Reisenauer, good to see you in the comments, thumbs up and thank you. We have Weston, greatly appreciated. And Laser Pie, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have Lucifer, thank you so very much for all the kind things that you have sent me. Thank you, greatly, greatly appreciated. Then we have Lauren Alice, thumbs up and thank you. Verb re-uploads, how about that? And last but not least, Clemson Dillon. Thank you all so very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. If you could check out my various links at Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. If you would like to help support me, didn't want to send money to one of those two places, I have a PayPal link you could send money to if you wish to. And if you wanted to support me without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link down below. If you could check that out, it'd be very cool. It has things like cat food, hamster food, sometimes me food, silly things, not silly things. If you could check that out, that would be very, very awesome. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. I've got some kind of insect that's been dive bombing me. I don't know what it is. It's not a fly. It kind of looks like a mosquito. So, thumbs up. It's been warm, raining, forest outside. There have been new bugs flying around everywhere. Hey, it's after New Year's and it's still like fall weather. Anyway, I've got therapy today, so there's this video. I got another video to edit and render, hopefully one to record, edit, and render, a Reddit reading reactions video. Thumbs up for that. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And now that the new year is here and the major holidays are over, definitely thumbs up. You know, be good to yourself, settle down, and yeah, be good. Definitely a thumbs up.